So now that you're a super ridiculous expert in the hybrid method, having executed one guided tutorial problem, let's try another one. Say we've got something like, what about this one? X squared minus x less than or equal to 20. Okay, so if you're looking at this problem, I'm going to go back to my little notes and say, well, what am I going to do? Here's my strategy. And for the hybrid, I'm still going to do these first two, so I'll be good. Alright, so get everything to one side. I can do that. Get everything to one side. So that means my 20 is going to move. So I've got x squared minus x minus 20 less than or equal to, wait, I can do math. There we go. Less than or equal to 0. Come on, delete. And there we go. So the next step was to find where it's 0 and plot those points on a line. I can also do that. Whatever we said we always want to think of when we see this problem is factor. So I've got this thing. And I want to see where, well, let me actually rewrite that. I want to find where this is equal to 0. I'm just going to be real explicit here. So I'm going to factor with one's a plus and one's a minus, and so 8 years later, I determine that. Alright, that's okay if you don't get that quite as fast as me. I've actually seen this problem before. I've been doing this a while, but just make sure you can get there. And if you can't, again, there are a ton of videos out there on how to factor, and if they're still not working, let me know and I'll post 100 more. So x equals -4, and then x equals +5. So I'm going to plot these on my number line. I'm going to move my number line down a little bit. Plot these on my number line. I've got a 0, and I've got a 5, and I've got a -4. So I'm going to line this puppy up and go like that. So how many sections do I have here? Oh, wait, I'm not there yet. Hold on. Okay, sorry. On these points, I got really excited about graphing. I apologize. Do I want to include these points now? Because that's what I need to do next. Is I need to figure out, am I going to fill up these circles or am I going to leave them open? Hopefully you're saying, I'm going to need to close these circles. Oops. Because I've got an equal sign. So I want to know where this is less than 0, but I also want to know where it's equal to 0. And that's where these points are where it's equal to 0. So I'm actually going to include these points. Because this is where it's equal to 0, and I'm looking for greater than or equal to. So I'm going to fill in these points right here. Okay, so I'm going to include those. Now I'm going to ask you the question, how many sections do I have? So I've got this section here, got this section here, and I've got this section here. So what I really have are 3 sections. I've got this one, and I've got the second one, and then I've got my third section. Okay. So now I'm going to go graph this. Question is, well, what do I graph? Because here I've got this thing, and here I've got that thing. So what am I supposed to graph? If you have to ask what to graph, you're not ready to graph yet. You're going to graph the thing that has everything on one side. Okay? This is what I'm going to graph. Once I get everything to one side. So it's really easy. If you have to ask, what should I graph? You're not ready to graph yet. So I'm going to graph this thing. The x squared minus x minus 20. X squared minus x minus 20. Go to town. Whoa, that thing's huge, but it doesn't matter because I can still see my 3 sections. Doesn't matter what my window is because I can still see what's going on. I've got in the left section, the far left section, am I above the line or below the line? I'm above the line, right? In the far left section, I go like this. Oops, wrong color. In the far left section, I go like this. That's better. It's not the same if you don't make an annoying sound effect. And in the middle section, I've got a loop. And on the right section, the far right section, I've got another arm, right, going up. What am I doing? That. Okay. Now what I'm looking for my solution is, again, where is it less than or equal to 0? So am I looking for above the line or below the line? Above the line or below the line? Below, right? Because less than's my below the line. So what about my first section? Am I above or below? My first section. I'm above, right? This is my above the arm, so I don't want to include that. My middle section. I'm below, right? I'm below the line here, so I want to include the middle section. I do that every time. The middle section. Still did it. I've got to figure out a better strategy because I like to shade in my lines a lot. All right. Now the far right section, am I above the line or below the line? Above, right? So do I include it? No. And see, you're basically done. And that's what I love about this, is because I haven't even really, well, I don't want to say I haven't really done a lot, because I've done a lot, but, I mean, once I get the hard part done, once I decide whether or not I'm going to include these points, then I'm done. I don't even have to worry about it, because it's already taken care of. So now all I have to do is read the problem, or read the solution directly off that number line. So my solution is going to go reading from left to right. It starts here at -4, and I include that point, and then it goes off to 5. And that's it. You're done. So I think once you've really mastered this hybrid method, you're going to find it's a lot more effective. So we're going to do one more example then of this kind of a problem, then we're going to get into some more fun problems. So really the worst thing they can do to you in these problems is give you something that is hard to factor. I'm going to make this, yeah, like this. So am I ready to solve this problem? Not really, right? Because I have to get everything off to one side. So -4x minus 4. So I've got x cubed plus x squared minus 4x minus 4 less than or equal to 0. Do you remember how to solve this? How do I solve this? Factoring by? Do you got it? Do you got it? Probably not. That's okay. Factoring by grouping. If I didn't do this all the time, I might not remember this one either, because it's one that you pretty much never use. I want to do that thing, where I group the terms and then factor out a common term. But I can't do it like that, remember? Because I said that I can't group around a 0. I mean, negative. I can't group around a negative. I can't group around a negative, so I can't do that. But what I can do, and there's videos on this that are already posted, and it was part of your prep check and all that kind of stuff. What I can do is I can rewrite it as plus a negative, because plus a negative plus times a negative is still a negative. So it's still algebraically equivalent. And now I can do my groups like that. So now I can factor out common terms. So in this first one, the common term is x squared, right? And then I have left a x squared plus, or x plus 1. And then plus, what do I factor out the second set is a -4. And if I do that, I'm left with x plus 1. So remember how this works? I have x squared of something, and then -4 of something. So I have x squared of something, -4 of something. That means I have x squared minus 4 of something. Alright, and if that's a little funky to you, remember, just there's plenty of videos where we've gone over this a couple of times, and there's no shame in reviewing material that you need to do well in the class. So if that's a little funky, make sure that you have this, because you will have problems like this on your homework and probably on tests and stuff like that. Now, what gets a lot of people sometimes is they get so excited that they did factoring by grouping right. They like do a little dance and they forget to do the rest of the problem. And by that I mean that this thing over here, oops, that was supposed to be an arrow. That was a really bad arrow. This thing can usually be factored again. So This kind of thing can usually be factored more than once. When you're doing factoring by grouping, you're usually going to end up with 3 factors or 4 factors instead of just 2. So you want to be real careful and make sure you've got this. So if I got x squared minus 4, how can I factor that? Can I factor that again? Probably, hopefully you'll say, yes, I can. I can go the plus or, because it's the difference of squares, right? So that means I can do x plus 2, x minus 2, x plus 1, and now I've got 0. Got it? That's what I'm trying to say. Got it? Got it? Alright. So x plus 2 is 0, x minus 2 is 0, x plus 1 is 0. Alright, so we finally have gotten our zeros. So this isn't actually that bad. It's just going to take you a little bit. I mean, they have to do something to make it hard, otherwise you're just going to graph it and not think about it. So the question is now, am I going to include those points or not? Whenever I draw these on the number line, I fill in the number line or not? I will, right? Because this is equal. This is less than or equal. So since it's an equal to, I'm going to include these points because it's less than or equal to. So when I graph this, on my number line, I've got here's my 0. I've got a 2 and a -1 and a -2. I'm going to include all those points because that's where they're equal to 0. And I'm looking for less than or equal to 0. So how many sections do I have here? How many sections? I've got a section here, and here, and here, and here, right? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. 4 sections. So whenever I'm looking at the graph that I'm about to put on my calculator, I want to make sure that I look for all 4 of those sections when I do this problem. That one, that one. Okay, so I'm going to look for all 4 of those sections. So what am I going to graph? Remember, I'm going to graph this. I'm going to graph everything on one side of the equation thing. So I'm going to graph x cubed plus x squared minus 4x minus 4. Is that really right? Minus 4. Yay! And I'm going to graph it. And it looks like that. So can you see the 4 sections now on this graph? Now that you know what to look for, and I think that's one of the real good advantages of that algebraic method is it helps you know what you're looking at. If you can answer how many sections am I looking at before you go to the graph, you're much less likely to miss something. So I've got this section here, I've got the hump section, and then the other hump section, and then the arm section. I've got an arm, and a hump, and a hump, and an arm. So I have an arm coming up from the bottom. So if I'm looking at this graph, I've got an arm coming up from the bottom. I've got a hump going up and a hump going down. Hump going up, hump going down. And then I've got an arm going up forever. So I'm looking for less than or equal to. So in this far left section, am I less than? Am I below the line? Yep. So I'm going to include that. The next section, do I include that? No, right? Because that's above the line. What about the next section? That's below the line, so I'm going to include it. What about the last section? No, I don't include it. And now my last step. So just write the answer, right? From left to right. So I'm starting at -infinity, going to 2, or -2, inclusive, and then going from -1 to 2. And you're good to go.